everyone. Welcome back to Drishti Ki Awaaz, the podcast. I'm your host JasnoorKaur, and today I have with me the topper of Plus 2 of batch 2023-24, JasnoorKaur. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you.
You would have felt happy on receiving your result. But what was your parents' reaction?
So what happened was, on 13th May, one of my friends sent me a notification that the result is out. Now, by that time, I'd become used to fake news on social media. So without thinking anything, I just clicked on that link. Within a few seconds, the result page loaded and I realized the result would actually come. My mother was sitting in front of me and she was totally unaware of it. So I entered my roll number and my school code with shaking fingers. And when the mark sheet came out in front of me, I told my mom to quickly take out the calculator to calculate the percentage. And she was shocked. When we realized that I had scored 97%, she hugged me tightly and she had tears in her hands.
Now, here's a question that a lot of students want to ask. What strategies did you implement while studying?
Honestly, there was no particular strategy. It's just that whatever would be taught in school, I would come home and revise it again. And sometimes I would touch a few topics that had yet to be done in class. It just gave me a head start and made me feel at ease in the classrooms. Secondly, I had no particular time schedule. Like, it was not like I had to do 1 hour of chemistry, 1 hour of physics every day. I knew I had to study for 1 hour at least, and during that time I would either revise my notes, practice a few numericals, or just read my homework.
You were the part of school senate last year. In fact, you were the president of school senate. You went for WCCI, the international conference. You were an active participant in school events. So here is something I genuinely want to ask. How did you manage your time so effectively?
It's true that I participated in a lot of events and competitions in grade 11 and 12. I was a public speaker and I anchored various school events. In fact, I was the anchor of school annual function last year. On top of that, I was the president of student council, so that added a lot to my plate. Like, there were duty lists to make, as helping in the management of student council, then preparing for the scripts of anchoring. And some people even warned me that if I keep on, pursuing these extracurriculars, my studies would be affected. And they said that I can either score well or I can participate in these activities. But the thing is, even when I participated in these competitions and events, I had my priorities set, and that was to score good in my finals. So before touching up any kind of competition material, I would prepare for my academics first, and that is to do my homework, prepare for any upcoming tests, exams, etc. After I was done with them, did I touch up this extracurricular stuff. Secondly, as I told you before, consistency. Throughout the year, I would denote a part of my time every day towards studies so that when needed, I could give some of my time to the activities I loved. Like you mentioned earlier, I attended the WCCI International Conference. It was to start on 11th February. I was to come back to India on 18th February, I think, and the papers were starting on 23rd February. So that left a very, slice gap for me to prepare for the boards. So I made sure that before leaving for the conference, I was thoroughly prepared for all of my subjects, and that played out well for me.
That's so amazing, and I guess there's a lot of things to learn from you. So, what is one of your best takeaways from school?
One of my best takeaways and also recommendation to my juniors is about extracurriculars. Grab any kind of opportunity that comes across you regarding school events, competitions, or even class activities. Because at the end of the day, you might not always win, you might not always perform your best, but you're never going to return empty handed. Your personality is always going to gain something. Like, your leadership abilities might improve, your public speaking ability might improve, you might become better at teamwork, so your personality is going to improve. So that's what my recommendation would be.
That's great. I guess this interaction, it has been really inspirational. I have learned a lot of things from you, and I'm sure that your juniors, even my classmates, they would have learned a lot of things from you, and they will learn more from you looking at your journey. They'll move ahead of one step of their path.